The Congress today stepped up its protests against Union Minister Nihal Chand, against whom there is an allegation of rape. The minister himself curtly told the media today he had no reason to step down, but the opposition argues that this is double-speak from a government that promised zero tolerance towards violence against women.
Outside the BJP's head office in Delhi, demands for Minister of State Nihal Chand's removal are getting louder.
The Congress is questioning the government's zero tolerance for violence against women policy, claiming why has Nihal Chand been allowed to continue in office in spite of the serious allegations that have been levelled against him.
Sir, क्या कोई इस्तीफा देने वाले हो क्या? क्यों? मैं क्यों दूंगा? No comments.
He should step down. We want to ask the Prime Minister, is this the zero tolerance he was promising the women of this country?
The case dates back to 2011, when a 16-year-old woman claimed her husband was sexually exploiting her, sending her out to meet his associates who would then rape her. The associates were alleged to include Nihal Chand and Rajasthan BJP leader Om Prakash Godara. The trial court dismissed the allegations, but now a review petition has been admitted and Nihal Chand has been summoned by the court. The victim now wants to meet the Prime Minister and has alleged that she is under pressure to withdraw the case.
उन्होंने FIR लिखी पर उन्होंने बोला कि यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं बढ़ना है, ये बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, अपने घर पे चले जाओ, क्यों बेइज्जती करवा रहा है. पुलिस वालों ने उन्हें गिरफ्तार ही नहीं किया, ना ही कोई लेके आए.
The pressure continuing to build on the central minister. In fact, Mr. Nihal Chand right now is in Sri Ganganagar and his office does not know when he'll come back. The fact of the matter, of course, is that these are serious allegations which are mounting. The National Commission for Women has already said that the minister should either step down or the Prime Minister should suspend him until these investigations are over.
The BJP, though, is standing by its minister.
There was a Congress government under Mr. Gehlot when this matter was reported, subsequently investigated by the police. They filed a closure report. There's nothing against him, but the Congress still wants to rake this issue.
2 weeks in power and the roles have reversed, with the BJP defending its minister as the opposition mounts pressure, even as the victim has now sought police protection. With Ketki Angre in New Delhi, SIDDHARTH Pandey for NDTV.
Well, the question is whether Nihal Chand's position as Union Minister is tenable, whether he needs to go, at least until his name is cleared, should he step down. Sambit Patra of the BJP still with us. Vrinda Grover, activist and lawyer, joins us tonight. Aarti Jairat, senior journalist, on the political implications of this. And Rita Bahuguna Joshi of the Congress party also joins us this evening. Sambit Patra, you can see that, the outrage over this case is growing. It's not just the Congress party which is protesting about this, activist lawyers, everyone. They've been saying for the past few days that this is the proper thing to do. This is the morally right thing to do. He should step aside. If his name is cleared, let him come back. But in the name of propriety, he should step aside.
I believe this is a very sensitive issue, and I would be equally sensitive in the debate also. First and foremost, I would like to ask the Congress spokesperson over here, Ms. Joshi, that it was the Congress government which gave a clean chit. BJP had nothing to do with it. When the whole thing, let us look into the timeline of the whole case. An FIR was filed in 2011 November. For 1 long year, the police looked into the case, investigated into the case, and thereafter gave a clean chit. And we had a government which was ruled by the Congress then in the Rajasthan state. Thereafter, the lady in question was not satisfied with the closure report. She went to the court, and in fact, the court studied it for 1 long year, 2012 to 2013, and upheld the closure report of the police. So I believe the court has gone through all the details.
But the same court has now issued a notice. It has admitted her petition.
We have to remember 2 or 3 very important issues in this. The lady went to a metropolitan magistrate. The lady went to a district court. Both the courts upheld the fact that the report presented by the Rajasthan police was right and the closure report was right. Thereafter, one of the 16 so-called accused, Mr. Garg, went to High Court with a PIL, and Justice Aluwalia from the Rajasthan High Court issued an order that if at all there is a revision petition, then all these 16 people have to be heard, that whether they should have a revision petition or not.
So I believe that's the point. It's not a closed matter. So we have to learn
the fact that just because there was a PIL by one of the so-called accused, in the High Court. The High Court had told that if at all there is a revision petition, you have to be heard. So they are to be heard now.
The High Court could have set it aside completely. The point is there is a notice that has now gone out. They have to appear before the court on the 20th of August. So in those circumstances, given the high moral standards that everyone seems to demand from everyone else, particularly in the political scenario today, isn't it appropriate for him to just step down until that is over?
Yeah, I believe,
if his name is clear, it's clear. He can come back.
Nidhi, I believe, as a law-abiding citizen myself, that at the end of the day, with due respect to every channel that is conducting a debate on this issue, half an hour debates may lead to a conclusion within the confines of the channel, but at the end of the day, the years together that have been spent within the confines of judiciary are far more important than the debates. I believe that the judge was not fixed. I believe that the police was not fixed. And that's the reason as to why I say
Grover,
this.
is this a closed matter? From a legal and moral point of view, do you think this chapter is closed?
Not at all. And I would like to point out a few things to what Mr. Patra has said. This is not a sensitive issue. Stop using a word to derail a conversation. This is an issue about the fundamental constitutional right to life and liberty of women. This issue must be debated in public fora. Women of this country demand that. Ms.
Grover, that this should not be debated.
Mr. Patra, please do not interrupt. Please learn to.
I need to come in over here.
I'm sorry, you have had a very long session.
Ms. Grover, when I say that this is a sensitive issue, I hold it till the end that this is a sensitive issue. You cannot call this issue an insensitive issue. I take it as offense when a lady calls this issue as an insensitive issue.
Can you not learn to wait?
No, I cannot wait when you call this important issue as an insensitive issue. This is a very sensitive
and look
issue.
like another channel. One second. Everybody calm down. Everyone calm down. Sambit, let her finish. Okay, Vrinda, start again. Okay, you're saying it's not a closed matter. Why?
I am saying yes. Secondly, this is not an issue to be taken to Ms. Bahuguna. Her presence or absence on this debate is irrelevant as far as the women of this country are concerned. Thirdly, the review filed by the victim is pending before a court of law. What has happened through the High Court, very cleverly, one little step is elided over here by Mr. Patra. The High Court has said that while hearing the review petition, kindly also hear the accused persons, because in law, under criminal procedure, when a review petition is filed against a closure report, the only two parties that are usually heard are the state and the victim who has filed the review petition. The review petition is pending before a revisional court, which is a sessions court. That court is still going to look into the matter. 1 year, there may have only been a date or two. The matter is not closed legally. The matter is not closed socially. The issue here, what is really the deafening silence of the women MPs of BJP, and today I believe Ms. Lekhi has said that this is a matter of legality. I think this is a matter of probity in public life. This is a matter of the signal you are giving to the women. Why are you so desperate for this one minister of state? All we are saying is let him step down from the cabinet rank, let the message go out.
Okay.
If there is an accusation of sexual violence, that man is unfit to hold a public office.
Okay, Sambit Patra.
Yes, with due diligence to all the panelists, I would at the end also say that why do we have the lower courts if no one tends to believe the lower courts? If the two lower courts in this country... Why do we have an appellate system? Vrindaji, let me complete. Yes, I agree with the fact that there is a revision petition. There is no problem with that. But I also have, as an Indian, a complete faith in the lower judiciary of this country. Had anyway the lower judiciary of this country at any point of time said that there is some kind of doubt, no.
The matter is still open in court.
No, the matter is coming up for revision.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here? Sambit, I just want to remind you of one thing. When Congress leader PJ Kurian, at that time the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha, found himself in a similar situation. He was accused of rape, he was cleared of the charges, the victim went to court again, wanted the case reopened, he was also issued summons. I think the BJP at that time took the stand that PJ Kurian should step down, pending inquiry. Once he's cleared, he can come back to the post of deputy chairman.
Yes. So
why are you being so hypocritical now? Why aren't you applying the same standards to yourself, to your minister, as you did to the Congress?
Aarti, I've gone through the whole PJ Kurian case, the Suryavali Kerala rape case. And let me remind you over here that we had a discussion on the floor of the parliament since he was the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. There had a discussion where BJP merely suggested it, but when Sonia ji rose to the floor of the parliament and said that, well, yes, since it is pending in the court, we never politicize the issue further. Did you see a single protest against Mr. PJ Kurian or against Mr. Rahul Gandhi because there was a case filed against him in the Supreme Court as far as the Sukanya case was concerned?
Your demand was very clear. Your demand was very clear at that time.
RTG, we had a discussion on the floor of the parliament, which is allowed in a democratic country. But when Sonia ji rose on the floor of the parliament to say that it is a matter which is in the courts and let's wait since it is sub judice, did we politicize the issue?
Okay.
But look at the Congress right now.
But my point to the Congress party then is that Rita Bahuguna Joshi at that time, the Congress also defended Mr. Kurian very strongly and said he doesn't need to resign because these are allegations and nothing has been proved against him. So why are you demanding Mr. Nihal Chand's resignation? Let it be proved.
Please let us understand what the entire issue is like. The question is, there is a minister who has been charged by a young girl and she is running a pillion post. She is being threatened every day. She has filed an FIR that she is being threatened every day if she does not withdraw her stand and if she pursues with the case. And if a minister is sitting there in the central cabinet and he is an accused, then certainly you can understand how far and how much in terms of safety and in terms of justice she can expect. We have a woman chief minister there, and this is the first test of this government. This government which has talked about zero tolerance. They talk about governance for different kind. They talk about undoing whatever the Congress had done. They are talking about women empowerment. And chai pe charcha.
Why didn't that principle apply to you when you defended Mr. Kurian?
Now if the Prime Minister...
When Mr. Kurian was accused... One second. When Mr. Kurian was accused, you all said that it's just an accusation. My point is everybody plays politics with this issue of rape and violence against women, and you know there's no consistency on it. When Mr. Kurian was facing these charges, you all said that you know these are accusations. Let him be proved innocent. So why shouldn't the same then apply to the minister?
I am asking them, if they agree with that. Now he is saying we did not pursue. They were shouting horse at that time. Now if they believe that that was wrong, how can this be right? And the question here is that the Women and Child Development Minister, she is saying, I don't run a court, I am nobody to give justice. All the women leaders in the party are quiet, they are not talking, they are not speaking. See, this is not done. And the Prime Minister is silent, the entire party is silent on this issue. They are defending him. They are being exposed before the people of this country. Now, whatever it is, these are the things which they took to the people. These were the issues which took to the people, and the electorate sidelined us.
Okay, so you're saying even if the Congress heard, you're saying even if the Congress heard that this Sambit Patra is a government that has tom-tommed the slogan of zero tolerance towards violence against women.
We are a government with a difference.
So let them show the difference.
No need here.
Where is Meenakshi ji?
Just a second, ma'am. Let me complete my sentence. The question has been asked of me.
You've been talking all the time, Mr. Patra.
I'm
asking Joshi, let me complete this. The owners do not differ in this country from government to government. Legality is legality, onus is onus. As Meenakshi rightly stated, in the sense that this is a legal affair, the court in fact is looking into the revision, will be hearing the so-called 17 so-called accused people. Let us wait for the court to do its duty. But as far as the Congress is concerned, I do not understand how can they have such double standards. I mean, look into the PJ Kurian case, look into the Rahul Gandhi's case. We have never politicized issues
which were sounding exactly the same.
Let us not talk about cases which
the BJP and the Congress are sounding exactly the same. I mean, they're two sides of the same coin. So how are you a government with a difference? How are you a party with a difference?
Ms. Joshi, can I ask you something? You are elder to me, I respect you. My only question to you is, have you questioned Mr. Ashok Gehlot, the former Chief Minister of Rajasthan, as to why under him such a kind of heinous thing as you allege was done.
What is a
No. Ashok Gehlot was the one who was the chief minister when the police gave a clean.
No, you're trying to obfuscate
RTG and all others in the panel, I respect you all, but tell me, at the end of the day, do you have no respect for the Metropolitan Magistrate who was studying the case for 1 long years?
Let me have the patience to hear.
Okay, Rita ji, 1 second.
I'll answer this question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you answer it, then I'll come to Vrinda.
To me.
Yes.
We have always questioned the police system in this country, and we have always said they are manipulated. We have always said that the investigation
who manipulated the chief minister then at the end of the day?
And that is why, no, the police. See, the police force, whoever does it in the country. Now, if a girl is asking for justice, if the court is now summoning the minister, what right does he have to be in the office? He has no right to be in office when he's been summoned.
Okay, 1 second.
He must leave office.
No. This is very important when she says that police of the country is manipulated and the chief minister, because law is a state subject and the chief minister is a mute spectator. When the police is manipulated, what was the chief minister doing all this while? Why the Congress does not summon the chief minister and ask him?
Joshi and Sambit Patra, please, can we have a truce? Can we have a truce for just 1 minute, because it's been a long day. Let me just come to Vrinda. Vrinda, 1 second. All right, let me get the mics down. That's the only way to deal with this. Vrinda, let me just ask you, what is the benchmark on which we have to decide when somebody has to step down over an allegation? Because let's just look at the other side for a moment. Allegations can be made. In this case, the fact is there was a closure report. There are a lot of question marks about the investigation, yes, but there was a closure report upheld by 2 courts. Is that enough to warrant a resignation at this point? At what point do we, make an allegation serious enough to demand resignation? Vrinda.
See, 2 things. In this particular case, there has been a long case where the victim today is saying that repeatedly the police has not supported my version, they're not collecting evidence, they're asking me to get witnesses to a gang rape. It's a clear case of sexual exploitation. There are powerful and big people involved. Are we going to tell the country that when there are big people, whether in UP or in Rajasthan or elsewhere, then women better not try for justice? And the fact that the police can be made to be partisan, can be corrupted, can be criminalized is common knowledge. I don't need to overemphasize that point. Secondly, what has happened here is that the revision petition has been admitted by a court, which means that the court has seen that prima facie, the closure report is wrong. That there was reason to further investigate the case. There was reason to probe into it. There was reason to collect evidence. Prima facie, the court has found material. The third reason why a person should never be allowed to remain in such a high office. Here the victim is already saying, I'm being threatened, I'm being intimidated. A man holding a cabinet rank in a country, what power he will wield, what clout he has, how many people he can influence and intimidate. Which witness is going to stand up against him? How can this investigation move forward? Will anyone be surprised if here too justice fails this woman? Already this case is not getting its fair deal of investigation. The reason why somebody is asked to step down, nobody is asking him to be taken behind bars.
Do you see complete hypocrisy politically? But do you see complete hypocrisy on this issue?
Yes. I think what we need to understand, Nidhi, and that's why I feel that perhaps you should not invite people from the Congress to this debate. They're irrelevant to it. Women's rights are not a football match between the BJP, SP and Congress. They have an independent existence. The presence of the Congress provides a perfect alibi for all the wrongdoings of the BJP. The BJP, and over here I want to emphasize, who stays in the cabinet is decided by the Prime Minister. The buck stops with the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi, can I please, no, Ms. Bahuguna, learn to listen.
Please let me
This is really boring. Political parties have no etiquette
I promise you, I'm coming to you in 10 seconds.
All laws related to women have come.
The laws were passed because the women of this country made you pass the laws, Ms. Bahuguna. Don't make claims of this kind.
Don't say this. Please don't say this. The amount of women's empowerment. The women's empowerment process is due to
Rahul Gandhi has spoken enough about women empowerment.
That is giving them rights.
That was quite torturous. Please stop that.
Speak only as much as
please. That's a real empowerment.
One second. Vrinda, I just want to clarify that the reason the Congress is here is because they have upped the ante as far as the protests are concerned, and I strongly believe that there is complete hypocrisy on across party lines on this issue, because as you could see very clearly in this debate,
the Korean case.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the Korean case. Look at the stands everybody took then. Everyone is saying that completely
different. The Congress and the BJP sound exactly the same.
Okay, Sambit Patra, let me ask you a simple question.
Mr. Korean was not summoned by the court. Mr. Korean was not to give a statement in the court.
He wasn't accused in the case, ma'am.
Excuse me.
He was accused in the case.
He was not
named him.
Guest house was identified.
Okay, one second. Sambit, I have a question.
Facts right.
It was in the state of judgment, please.
No, one second. Okay, can everybody calm down? 1 second. What I want to take off from a point that Vrinda made, which is that he is a minister. Okay, he's a union minister. He's a very powerful man. For the sake of a fair investigation, at least, don't you think it's appropriate to step aside? Let there not be any doubt that he's trying to intimidate or that he's trying to. I'm not saying he is, but let him just step aside. If it's all okay, his name will be in the clear. He can come back. But the fact that he is in a powerful position, why let anyone raise a finger then?
No. Just because a clean chit is a clean chit till it is proved otherwise. And 2 courts have already granted him a clean chit. I believe the debates that we are having, with due respect to everyone, are we in some way trying to demean the lower courts of this country? And this has not happened only in this.
That's not the
No.
point. There is still a
when
system
2 judges,
of appeal.
why I gave a timeline in the first instance. The timeline was given. Please, Ms. Grover, let me make a very important point. Let me make a very important point in a very short time. The most important point is, are we trying to demean the lower courts of this country? If 2 lower courts in this country say that,
so people shouldn't appeal to higher courts.
Let me complete this one single line, Nidhi. When I try to say that when 2 lower courts of this country have said that he has not done what is being alleged, until unless it's proved otherwise, why do you believe that what he is being alleged of is the right thing?
But the matter is still open in court is the point that Vrinda making. Last quick word from Aarti and Vrinda.
Yeah, I think, Nidhi, the most important point here is that of public perception. Narendra Modi was elected, and he comes with this formidable reputation of being a decisive man, of not sort of holding back when a decision needs to be taken. But in this case, his deafening silence raises misgivings that is he going to start behaving the way the previous government behaved, which was silent on every controversial issue that came up before them. You never heard the Prime Minister speak, you never heard Sonia Gandhi speak, you never heard Rahul Gandhi speak. And the same thing seems to be happening now. Narendra Modi has to clarify. Either he should come out in defense of his minister and make out a case why he should stay on, or
say something one way or the other.
Or he should sack
him. I have to leave it at that.
One line, because
because she named Mr. Modi.
Since the courts are speaking, need the whole government speak? That's all I want to say. Okay. The courts are speaking over
Let us see whether the Prime Minister breaks his silence on this, whether Mr. Nihal Chand has a change of heart and does decide under pressure that this is the time to step aside. It's a very complicated case, a complex one, but where a lot of moral and legal issues have become entangled. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight. That's it on the show this evening. Do join us again tomorrow.